The time is nigh. Open up your eyes to see the signs of the time. Got to be wise to all of their lives. Look to the skies from where my help comes. Wake up, got to wake up from the slumber. Don't let them pull you under. Rise up of the water. Never let them wrestle you into the mud.
Can you hear me now? Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Reserve Menin. Yes, family. One perfect balance. Y'all already know. Give me a mic check real quick. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let me know how you're coming across there in cyborg space. Yeah, I know. What time is it? It's almost 9:30, right? I know y'all must be saying Rastaman, Rastaman, Rastaman. Very unorthodox. Politically incorrect usually comes on at 8 or just a little beyond. But a little beyond could be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour and a half. My apology, people. But we here, nevertheless. I wanted to share some stuff. I was waiting on a file, but I didn't get the file. But I'm going to still speak on this issue tonight. And it's a different perspective regarding the fisheries and what happened in the fisheries. I mean, it's a completely different perspective. Something to think about. And this is why we're going to stay on top of this. Because I noticed a trend in the Caribbean since I've been traveling, you know. But I also realized that Barbados was kind of toying with the idea. But it has been brought to my attention that there were 1 or 2 meetings held in the fisheries. We're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on the issue of violence in the Caribbean, well, in Barbados specifically as well. We're going to hear from Mr. Ralph Torn. Yes, I did watch Ralph Torn press conference, and I think I'm going to play a clip, believe it or not. I can't believe this at all, man. But I'm going to play a clip for sure because, you know, what he spoke was truth. And truth is truth, regardless of who it comes from. The other thing we're going to touch on is some regional matters. Just want to share some perspective on this idea of One Caribbean. So we're going to get to that. Jackie, I see you too, family. Don't watch nothing. I got your message. I'm going to holler at you perhaps a little later. So here we're going on, family. First of all, King Alfred, I see you. See you, man. Good night to you too. Good night to you too. The Clark family, the entire Clark family, make sure you go tell a friend and tell a friend. We up and running. Jackie, like I said, I'm going to holler at you for sure. Your brother said, you're late. I'm never late, man. I'm always early. it only sound late, but I early, man. We early. Yeah, man. I know, man. I'm going to get some flack for this, man. But yeah, I'm going to get some flack for this. There's no promotion going on here, right? But yeah, sipping on the Arizona iced tea. Yeah. Yeah. Give thanks. Yeah, man. Smiling butterfly in the whole politically incorrect families, big respect and love. Y'all already know, man. Y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Big time. Tim, I see you two up there in Ontario. Daffodil, peace and love to you too, family. Beverly, good night to you too, Bev. Bev, I love the comment you made the other night. I know you love the energy, man. Just absorb it, share it, tell a friend and tell a friend. Shout out to the whole Barbados fisheries, man. I got to say that again. I got to say that. I mean, seeing what's going on, I'm going to share some stuff too, man. Seeing what I'm seeing and look, love Caribbean, love my Caribbean people, man. Seriously. Pedro, I see you too, man. Greetings. That's right. I live it, man. Never late. I love it. But I got to share these couple. I took some pictures earlier when I was in the vicinity. And like I said, I felt it was somewhat, you know, moving. So I want to share them with my people. So let me just go ahead and send them right here. This might be the easiest road now. I got a new way of sharing stuff efficiently. So let's see if this come out the way I want it to come out. Yeah. So that's what's up. So they're right. Wait, what? Yeah, they're right there. But I'm going to definitely share with you. Sean, I see you too, family. I see you multitasking, man. Beverly say you're welcome, Beverly. Yes, Beverly. You know that I got you right, Beverly, based on the last situation. You know I got you covered for sure. But I wanted, Beverly, I got to share these pictures with you. I gotta share these pictures with you. I gotta let me see how I could do it real quick though. Let me see how I could do it. Maybe I get my assistant to assist me, as if she in the assisting mood. But let me see how I gonna download this now. Let me see. Yeah, I gonna figure it out, man. I gonna figure it out. Yeah, I gonna figure it out, man. It's man over machine. Machine can man over machine, man. There you go. Man over machine, man. Man over machine. Just gotta download 2 more. 1, 2. There you go. What I would like to do though, I got a thing where I got this thing where I've been doing it for a little while, and I probably need to do a collection, a series, and post them where I how should I say, black and white. That's what they call it, black and white. I turn footage into, well, I don't want to say. I got this thing with black and white photography. I don't know, vintage photography. So I got one here, but I want to crop it a bit. I want to share it as well. And y'all can tell me what y'all think about this, okay? So let me just send this to myself so I can share it with y'all again. Yeah, here you go. Let me just send this one. In fact, this is the first one I think I want to share with y'all tonight. We're living in this guy's. Wait, let me see here. Oh, here it is. Yeah, let me just download this real quick. Like I tell you, man, I don't want to call it an obsession, but I have a love for black and white photography. I actually kind of know where that comes from. It comes from guilt. The guilt I've carried my entire life. Yeah. My grandmother, man, Aunt Rose, and the family for the album. Yeah. All those black and white images. I remember them as a child looking through that. I used to love it. But I gotta carry that weight for the rest of my life, man. But that's another story for another time. Clay, tonight, see you too. One love, my brother. Kidamari. Rastafari. Andrea, we're getting on, family. Noel, we're getting on, Noel. Jack Cullen, we see you too. Go tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes, another unaliving happened today in Barbados. We're gonna touch on that briefly though. And I say briefly, and I'll tell you why I touch on it briefly, because Ralph Torn made a comment or two. And I definitely, like I said, man, if the brother's right, he's right. And I can't argue with that. That goes, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play a clip on him. That's in fact, that's kind of where we're gonna start right there, Noel. We're gonna start with that because I got a video to share. A young man, I noticed he was speaking out. A few things I noticed. But let me not say but, because I don't want anyone to misunderstand what I'm about to say, and it's possible I probably will be misunderstood. But I saw a clip on one of those networks saying the youth taking a stand on issues in Barbados, and I admire it, and I support the youth for doing anything that brings awareness to the situation that we're dealing with. Definitely, for sure. So I want to play this clip real quick, and then I'll jump into some other stuff real quick. I just want to play it, then I'll jump into something else. So I'll let him tell you what's going on. Then I'll go into the rest of the stuff, like I said. So don't get me wrong.
We still believe that the Prime Minister should convene a national meeting of stakeholders, that of civil society, that of the private sector association, that of community groups, a national meeting of stakeholders to ensure that collectively we understand what it will take to wrestle this violence to the ground, recognizing that this trend that we are seeing among young people is not a trend that we should be tolerating in this country. There must be youth representation in every single thing government do. So, and in relation to the policies that will ultimately affect us as young people, because people may have an idea, just as you said, they may have an idea how to do things. Even as an executive, we may have an idea to do things. We still have to take into consideration what the policies, who they will affect, and allow them to have input.
Allow them to have input. Now, I admire the young man. I don't know. I didn't do the background on it. It sounds like he's part of a Barbados Youth Council, it looks like. And so I am not sure the details. But one of the words he used there is a bit uncomfortable for me personally. And that's the word tolerate. We shouldn't be tolerating the level of violence we see. That struck a chord because intolerance is a different story. And so I'm not sure what he meant when he said it. So I'm not going to speak for him within the context he was speaking about, because one of the things they could be talking about by not tolerating it is by getting rid of the young men that's what they said committed the violent crimes. And so although that might seem like one of the solutions, how about identifying what's causing them to be that way in the first place and fixing the problem at that level, at the root, rather than simply cutting the branch off the tree, only to have two more branches spring up. Is that what's going on in Israel right now and Palestine? It seems like, well, you know what? Israeli feel as though they should just kill anybody they feel represents Hamas in any form or fashion. But the more people they kill, the more people become intolerant towards them for their killing, which they feel justified in doing because they don't want to tolerate certain violent behavior. And therein lies the problem, because then you kill one, you create four. You kill four, you create 8. You kill 8, you create 16. When does it stop? So I think we need to look at the root of the situation rather than simply thinking along a certain train of thought. And like I said, I am not certain what this young man's train of thought with. I like the fact he said the prime minister should have a meeting with all the stakeholders. Listen here, young man, let me start this. Miss Motley might be different now in season, but having gone through BIAP, shout out to BIAP, by the way. The government of Barbados has no interest in helping young people. I've experienced that firsthand from BLP, DLP, any sort of party. What I will say, however, is that the individuals who are here today might have a different perspective than the ones that had gone on before. But I can tell you firsthand, they don't care nothing about the youths in Barbados. And I'm not asking that. I got the evidence to prove that straight up. So we ain't even going to go down that road. But as far as Ms. Motley and the others who are looking to make a difference now, maybe they are. So I agree with you that they should come together and have a conversation. But Mr. Thorne had a conversation like that already. Well, let me not say already. He put some things in motion. He brought some individuals to the table, shout out to Lamama and the others. And it was, from my understanding, it sparked a conversation that should have been sparked prior. But nevertheless, the wheels are turning. So maybe you should get in touch with Mr. Thorne. I don't know who this young man is. If anybody knows who this young man is, let him go ahead and speak to Mr. Thorne and the others who already got the wheels turning. And Miss Motley going to come on board eventually. I mean, I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will. But what I want to touch on also is this other situation right here. And I gotta let this one play too, by the way. Yeah, I gotta let this one play too, by the way. It is the other gentleman that spoke about young people. So since we're gonna deal with young people, Noel, I want to touch on this really quick before I go too far. Well, he said, wow, just heard about it. Man. The violence in Barbados can be stopped if they want it to stop. Well, let me let Corey Lane say what he has to say first before I go to different and go for there. Well, I like that, Daffodil. You should not accept it as opposed to saying we're not tolerating it. Like I said, I don't know what he meant, so I'm not going to put words in his mouth. But I like the idea that he feels that there should be something coming together. I'm just letting the young man know that folks been together talking about this and trying to address it. Successfully in some cases too. But then again, you get interference from the people who don't want that to happen. There are some folks who don't want that. I remember when we were in the Pine, showed it to Armageddon, Conscious Wednesdays, bring the whole community together. And then the law showed up. But let me let Corey Lane tell you.
I have said it since 2001, and I'm saying it in 2024. All too often, we have taken popular people in society and tried to make them into role models. And I've always thought, and I continue to think, that we must take role models and make them popular people in this society. And that is what Shine Role Models is about, identifying people doing phenomenal work in the community and being role models to our young people and giving them a tangible reward. There's
A tangible reward. Hold on.
program that we budgeted last year to take these role models and make sure that they too can shine in their communities, continue their community work at the level of about $10,000, and we will ensure that they can continue to be positive role models in this country.
No. Where do I begin with this one, family? Like, they budgeted last year and, 10 grand. I'm trying to figure out to do what. I suppose it's a start. I don't know. I suppose it's a start if you want to. I don't know. It allows them to do work and continue the program in the community. Look, man, like I know Corey. I don't doubt Corey has good intentions. I'm not sure this is scripted or otherwise, but Corey, you know full well, right, how these streets work, big man. You know how these streets work, though. Y'all acting like y'all forgot, man. Like this thing got me. Y'all making a mockery of this thing, man. Yeah, all y'all making a mockery of this thing. Seriously speaking, y'all act like y'all don't know what's going on, man. When you know full well what's going on in these streets. Mr. Minister, in all your suit and your collar, how come we never see you on the corner? Yet, me hear you say you know everything will go on the corner. Yeah, show to LRG, man. He got a song called Mr. Minister. Y'all gotta look it up and play. I might play it tonight too. It kind of rough though. I know. We'll see how that go though. But I gonna say this, man, Corey. You already know what's going on. 10 grand, right? That's like you making a joke, right? Y'all want to help the youths in the community. Y'all ain't really want to help these youths, man. The youths don't take much to help, Been there, done that. We did it without y'all assistance in any form or fashion. And we're successful. Imagine we had the resources to make it happen. You talk about identifying people and shine. Come on, Corey. Come on, man. I definitely salute any young person doing something positive in the community to help something or help someone else. I salute them all day, every day. But drive to any community in Barbados and city, hundreds of young people just about the place. Hundreds, man. I'm gonna drop in 10 grand, but I'm gonna put $50 million in cricket, right? But you're gonna carry 10 grand and get one man on the block, like for what to make he a target, big man. That what you doing? I'm gonna make him be a mockery of this thing. Corey, look, all I can tell you, all right, is that this is why that young man for the council, y'all ain't serious. Y'all ain't serious at all. Shout out to Scorcher, by the way, while we at it. Y'all ain't serious, man. Y'all ain't never been serious. In fact, let me just get right to it. Let me just go from one right into the next, man. Straight up. Let me let Ralph tell y'all what's going on, because y'all need to listen to Ralph, man. If for no other reason, get some direction, man. Because it would appear as though members of the BLP seem to think that they're the only ones that got answers and solutions, as if y'all don't make wrong decisions or put initiatives in place that are not necessarily sustainable or in the interest of the all. It might be in the interest of the party, but it's certainly not in the interest of the all. Anyhow, Corey, listen to what Ralph said. Oh, by the way, Ralph did have a presentation a few weeks ago. Y'all should have been there, man. Quite frankly, but I don't know if y'all were invited or not. I don't know the politics thing. You can't talk or bipartisan or whatever madness it is. But anyhow, Ralph, teach them a little question. Teach them a little bit here, Ralph. School them, man.
I also just wanted to, I was just trying to give my colleague a chance to.
Yes, you're the leader.
Issue of gun violence as well. Too.
Yes.
That seems to be spiraling at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a press conference from the top brass of the police
Yes.
force.
SOS, save our son.
Exactly.
Yes.
What the explanation that they have put forward, that this doesn't seem to be gang related, it seems to be, other issues. I from what we are seeing on the ground, we are not sure what is really happening. I just want you to just give us a comment on what you are seeing developing at this point.
I can tell you 3 words. I don't know. And that is why last week this opposition office came up with a national dialogue. We went to the people. And that is why this opposition office and this party intend to go to the people, to establish a commission on crime. We want to know. We don't know. Alvin, we don't know. We are as vulnerable as the other citizen out there, and we want to engage with our citizenry, and we want to find out. But not only do we want to find out, we want to solve the problem. And that's why I told you a few minutes ago, we are establishing a commission on crime so that your questions can be answered by the people of Barbados, so that we can't wake up tomorrow and endure another murder. We can't do it. We cannot get accustomed to it. But I was eating my breakfast and I heard that a man was killed around the corner from me in King Street. My office is on King Street. That is how close it comes. It is on our doorstep. And we are all victims. We are collateral victims. We who live in fear of crime are as much victimized as those sometimes who see it. We want to know. So my simple answer to you, we don't know. I wish the government would admit that it does not know. But the government isn't saying anything. It is this opposition office and it is this Democratic Labour Party that is saying something. It's the shows like the Marcia Week show and my other brother, Politically Incorrect. They're saying something. But we want to bring all of those voices together. And it's Lamamba that's saying something.
Yeah, that was a shock to me too. Really. But like I said, it's important to recognize something here, family, if nothing else. And that is the Prime Minister did say something finally when she had the press conference a couple of days ago regarding the fisheries. And, she said she outlined a plan. I don't know how you get a plan and you ain't talk to the people, but Ms. Motley, I don't know how you got the plan and you ain't speak to the people. That matters the most, people that actually know what's going on and that can navigate this water perhaps in a more successful way. I remember when we went to St. Kitts, Lamamba and I, and there was a level of violence, man, that, for me, it was unheard of in the region. Could not believe it. And the solution the government at the time was offering was to get this family, the Israeli Secret Service, to come and train the police how to deal with gang violence in St. Kitts. And I thought to myself, well, that's a bit overkill. You want guys that deal with terrorists to come here and teach the officers tactics on how to deal with the young men who walk up and just found guns. They didn't find no jobs. They didn't find no food. They certainly didn't find no books for school, but they found guns. Lots of guns. Guns that cost money. Nevertheless, they found them. They had access to them. And no one asked the question where these guns came from. They just showed up. In fact, one young man told us, well, one day, we was here, next day, like, everybody had one, and we don't know where they come from. They say everybody had them. Socially engineered to bring destruction to a society, to a people, so as though those who would fight back wouldn't be around to fight back when they move in. Now, what do I mean by when they move in? Okay, when they move in. Which brings me to this one? Yeah. Which brings me to my next, let me keep it local first. Which brings me to my next slide. The reason I'm saying that is because I want y'all to realize this, family. Throughout the region, I realized that the Chinese are taking over a lot of the fishing industries. They're bringing in their vessels, different kind of boats, doing a lot more larger fishing, and taking that fish and they out. Then I look at Barbados Fisheries and I ask myself a question. But is the airport gone to somebody outside the island? The port gone to somebody out the island? The land going to people outside the island. What about the fisheries? I mean, if you want to be truthful, what about the fisheries? Because I did hear Ms. Motley said this is going to fast track a plan we had for the fisheries. Now I'm asking somebody who pay a bit more attention than I do. Can somebody, perhaps even in the government, please let Barbados know what was the plan, or sorry, pardon me, that would be past tense. What is the plan for the fisheries? Because let me see if I get this straight. If we take money from China, hypothetically speaking, of course, we take money from China, we invest in rebuilding the port right now that clearly needs, the fisheries that clearly needs some expansion. Maybe they'll build safe draft, whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. Maybe they extend it further out, make it a little larger, to hold larger vessels, hold more vessels, safer, create these, she said, not 5 ton. They're now 20 tons. I'm just saying, so all this money, let me just hypothetically assume that, it's going to come from the Chinese, because in reality, when she said that they're offering $25,000 grant, the truth is that's the trap, because in reality, the government is 100% responsible for every vessel that was damaged in that particular port. Ralph Torn is on to something. Don't mind me and Martin talking about act of God and all that nonsense. She navigated those fishermen to dock their boats and safe docking. Wherever they call that's where they told them to take them. They said to take them there. If you tell me to bring my car and park it alongside your house, then the tree in your yard fall and crush my car, how you gonna tell me that, well, I can only pay for 25% of the damages, What you could do though is go get a 30-year loan if you could qualify to fix the rest of the car. Like, you're mad. Listen, the reality is, you tell me to park my car alongside your house. You knew that tree was rotten. You knew the wind was going to come and blow it down. And rather than tell me don't put the car there or cut the tree or secure the tree, you let that tree fall on my car. Now you telling me you won't give me back part of it? Man, you must see. You know what it is? You know the problem is? The Prime Minister and her faculty. I calling all y'all now, man. But none of y'all can tell her that she wrong for that. None of y'all. Adrian Ford, not even you could tell her, Miss Motley. I know you can't tell her nothing. I just being facetious. Yeah, I know you can't tell her jack. But in reality, Miss Motley, you're liable for all that because you gave instructions. The first rule of leadership is that it's your fault. The reality, you gotta pay them fishermen. The problem is y'all don't have the respect for the fishermen you ought to have because you see them as perhaps less than. Yeah, let me talk facts. Yeah, a lot of situations that happen in Barbados where people sustain losses and y'all rush to the aid to get them back everything and then some. Yeah. Come out things, man. Don't start me. Nevertheless, the fishermen need to get what they need. I'm encouraging the fishermen, do not, look, first of all, I don't know if you have sufficient men to fix the boats in a timely manner. I don't know if you have sufficient material on the island to do it, all these boats in the manner which, again, the government need to pull out the checkbook and write characters or whoever else supply the material, get the material, get the guys who know how to do it. Some fishermen, I'm sure, has some skills. And let the men do what they got to do. Because failing to do that, family, guess what? I suspect that if they get this loan from China, you're going to see a lot of new vessels pop up in Barbados, left, right, and center, perhaps with a made in China stamp on it. I wouldn't be surprised. And the Chinese and the bigger folks who own these vessels, look, don't repair that boat you got there, because some of these boats are beyond repair. Like, literally, I've seen them. They are beyond repair. It's replacement time. Whether they build a fiberglass boat from scratch or they go and source one and buy one, because I'm sure there's some places who make fleets of boats. Just got to buy one and bring it in ready to go. I'm sure you're going to see some new boats, brand spanking new pop-up, like the buses coming out of China. Because we make buses in Barbados, but that's another conversation. So my thing is this though. If the money coming from China to fix the fisheries, you know the Chinese going to want to fix it themselves and build it themselves. And while they're doing that, they can want dibs on it, a few vessels of their own. You know how it goes. China don't do nothing for free. And if these fishermen take this grant money and some might drink it out, you know the reality. Some might, trick it out, you know the reality. They ain't fixing the boats, but they want the fishermen to work their boats for them. Man, you don't need a boat no more. All that insurance and you got to worry yourself about fuel. And man, listen, I would take care of all of that. I'll give you a captain's hat, a nice shirt with my logo on it, and you could feel fussy to be the captain of my vessel. You know how it go. Unfortunately, a lot of mine can take that offer though, because in reality, the grant done spend and I ain't got the money to fix the boat, 75%. That's why I'm saying do not take it. They got to give you back your full dividends for the boat, the value of the boat. They got to give it to you. So don't fall for it, fishermen and boat owners. Hold firm, man. Hold firm. You have to help. Pardon me, you have to help yourself nowadays. The government is not your savior. I'm telling you, man. Not with the 25% grant. We still want to know how y'all came up with that number, 25%, though. They're helping who are already well off and leaving the youths to suffer. Look, Miss Martley, you were willing, right? Corey Lane, let me tell you what I'm saying, man. I know y'all ain't got the fortitude or the testicular bearings, man, to navigate that. Miss Martley, you were willing to give Mr. Drax, Mr. Who he name? Mr. Hall or Drax Hall or whatever the young fella name, his son name. You were willing to give him £3 million for a piece of land that is rightfully ours, quite frankly, and the government can take it as will and don't pay like you got people in Barbados that y'all took land from and still haven't paid in the same manner. You were willing to give this man £3 million. Why y'all not investing that in the youth for this country, especially youths y'all claiming need quote unquote arresting and dealing with according to the law? Why not invest in their future? You know, a lot of youths got skills. Everybody ain't got to go to UE. God knows we don't want no more youths at UE. God knows half the youths at UE can't even graduate UE. They going through motions. And we talk facts, man. And if they ain't going through motions, they completely. Let me hold on a second. Let me pull that one back a bit. People want jobs. People want respect. People want to be loved. And you offer 10. 10 who? What a damn shame. Government can't tackle organized crime and gun violence when government don't stop these bringing guns and drugs. Aaron, I think you head in the right direction, but a bit misguided because the government is the organized crime here. Do not get with it. The government is the organized crime. They know exactly what bringing and what coming and where it coming in. Act like you know, man. When it hit home, then they would know. As the saying goes, so true. Many times do they mention, the tourists, but never the young people. Look, the Hyatt's coming in here now. Don't give Mark Maloney $100 million US to go and build a whole resort. The people tell you they're going to bring in staff for this resort. We're going to bring in our own staff for this resort. Understand what's going on, family. They cares nothing about the youth. The young man said he wished Miss Motley would come and call it. Nah, you could talk that. I admire you, young fella. I admire you. I did, man. But like I said, call Mr. Thorne instead, man, because he already got that going. You ain't got to call Miss Motley. Give Mr. Thorne a call since you are that interested. If you are sincerely interested in the youth council that you represent, don't call Miss Motley. You reach out to anybody right now who offering assistance. Don't be specific because now you're going to look kind of biased, right? Let me just give you a little heads up on that one. Make it look like you're doing a publicity stunt, man. Yeah, he said it. Ralph is a product of leaving the youths to suffer. He wearing a mask, yeah. I watched that. Was interesting. Good night, family. Good night to you too. We see you too, Tammy. Yes, Clive. We're gonna get to that in a minute. We're gonna touch on St. Vincent in a minute. I gotta touch on St. Vincent in a minute. So stick around. In fact, I almost forgot. Let me put that up there, man. Y'all know the number to call in if you got to call in. I can put the link up as well. But definitely we're gonna touch on SVG in a minute, man. The people sold to an entity outside the island. Listen, I suspect the fisheries is sold here, and this is a good way. Like she said, this is going to cause us to fast track. The word I want to use is indemnify. This hurricane was indemnified. They had this, they said, listen, you know what? Let it happen. Let it happen. Because they had at least 3 days to at least get 3 boats, 1 boat per day out of that water. Yeah, it being real facetious tonight, man. They had at least 3 days to get a minimum of 3 boats out that water. They had Friday, they had Saturday after cricket and after the photos. Then they had Sunday after church. Gonna be the God frame people. Everybody got to go to church Sunday and pray for the hurricane. We had at least 3 days to get 3 boats out of the water. So if I was watching the news, watching the weather channels, local, regional, international, and I recognize that this was saying that was definitely accelerating at an alarming rate. And we know that area was not built to withstand a category 3, 4 hurricane. We know that. Sea swells all 10 feet, 12 feet, that kind of stuff. Just going to walk right through that. The kind of force hurricane winds, 100 and plus packing. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's a cyclone, man. It's a typhoon, man. But guess what? We was too busy because it was indemnified. They let the hurricane cause destruction, bring damage to the fishermen, bring damage to their vessels, put them in a state now of dependency. So when they introduce the solution, well, what do you know? Well, what do you know? Well, what do you know? Let me just share a couple of images here, like I said to my people, man. Let me just drop this here, like I said. I felt that I needed to do this, so I'm gonna do it. And let me just go ahead and put this here real quick. Put that one there. Put that one there. Put that one there. Put that one. And this one. This one, yeah. Put that one. I'll put this one. Okay. Okay. So let me start with this one first. This one first. Yeah, let me start with this one first. Like I told y'all, I don't want to call it obsession, but like I said, it's let me see. Google search your computer. Upload file. Let me upload files. Let me go to my. Yeah, I'm trying something for the first time. I'm doing a slideshow. I've never done this before at all. Never done this before, but I want to do this. I want to do this now and see. Can I do this? No, I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. They won't let me do it. Okay. So I'll do it the old school way. Let me just go ahead and stop that. I'm sorry. I'm just going to do the old school way. Go to window, go to this one. Okay. Let me just upload this. Yes, family. Like I said, I have this thing with black and whites, you know? And I saw this one. Well, I took this one earlier, but I decided to show a vintage thing, you know, Barbados in a different look. Nevertheless, this is kind of what that looked like. This is what's going on down the fisheries today. Folks making an effort to clean stuff up and try to get as large as possible. I think that would have been the best one. Try to get as large as possible. As you can see, there's a lot of debris being collected and sorted out as best they can. They're separating the fiberglass from the plastics, from the wood, They're doing an amazing job coming together. Look at all them working together. I mean, this was just, for me, it was very moving, very touching. Shout out to all the fishermen. Big shout out to the fishermen and the fisheries, like everyone who's making this happen. Like I said, it touched me. And, you know, I saw this one guy out here in the middle just squatting on a sinking vessel. Like, I couldn't believe this. He was standing on what appeared to be the bow, if that's the right word, of this vessel that was submerged completely, trying to collect large pieces of debris. And I'm thinking, yes, I actually did step on one of the ice box in the water. I'm actually in the water myself. Can't believe I did that. The elder said, "Come on, man, sonny, where your courage at?" He said, "Where your courage at, man?" You know, that's all he had to tell me. Like, all right, I got you. And I just stepped out there. That step of faith on a floating piece of fiberglass. And it was good. Give thanks to the elders, man. You know, they give us strength. They really give us strength. But this gentleman, I saw this and I thought it was quite interesting. And I had to capture that. And I wanted to share this with you. Like, he's literally standing out in the middle of this vessel, trying to resolve this situation here. And like I said, we have good people in Barbados. You know, like, Barbadians are a different kind of people. And although we have our issues, because I find a lot of political issues and social issues that are derived from the political issues, I find as a people, we know how to fix our issues ourselves. That's why the issue with the youth is not an issue, you know, because we have done this already. Like, we have done this already. BIAP has done this already, not just in Barbados, throughout the region. Castries with the gangs, and Kitts with the gangs. You know what I'm saying? Trinidad with the gangs. We've done this. We've done this. Shout out to Hamilton Lashley, by the way. So like I said, the brothers out there in the middle of just in a pair of boots, standing on a piece of wood. That's, I mean, like I said, I thought it was quite interesting. But everyone try to put their hand together to get all this debris out, because they got to clear all the debris out first before they could start tackling the issue of oil, diesel, and gasoline. You know, that's just another whole conversation by itself. But like I said, you know, the good family down there working together to make this happen. So I definitely want to shout out all the guys working down there, man. And, you know, shout out to the fisheries. I don't know, right? But I think the Chinese are coming into Barbados fisheries. I thought I was the only one who talk about these Chinese criminals. I'm going to tell you, man, I think the Chinese are coming. I wouldn't be surprised if the fisheries get a loan from China. And once you see that, then remember what I told you. The Chinese are here, man. Because when they bring their big boats and they do their fishing, they might take 60, 70% out of Barbados, import the rest of frozen, old, stale fish to sell Barbadians, and leave back whatever left that they have discarded. But the government didn't say nothing. But I suspect Ms. Motley has already had conversations with the Chinese regarding the fisheries. If I am in error, please, somebody, be on politically incorrect. So I'm incorrect. So please correct me. Please, please, please. She got plans for her outside friends. That's all I'm saying, man. Sexy D, food for thought, man. It's food for thought. It's some food for thought. Wait a minute. Somebody put an article up from 2021. God damn it. God, oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, all right, okay. Can somebody send me this in my inbox on Facebook? Inbox this to me on Facebook, if you don't mind. I need to see this because I can't access it right here. But please, somebody, listen. Somebody post a link right there. Jacqueline, show it to the family, man. The inbox crew, y'all in easy. Tell me what's going on, man. Listen, somebody inbox this link to me like ASAP right now. Copy it. Yo, Jacqueline, send this to me on WhatsApp or my inbox. You know how to reach me. For sure. Hayanese talking. Sean, you too much over the Caribbean, because these loan agreements, they're not taken over because of the loan agreements. It would appear that way. They're taken over because we have placed administrators in position of leadership that don't have the ability to lead efficiently for the sake of all, but rather for the sake of the few. Our issue isn't the Chinese and their loans. Our issue is the leadership. Because if China is so interested in helping the region, my thing is, since you got it like that, then realize we don't have it like that. We don't have anything to offer you. So rather than trap us in a situation, we don't mind taking some financial assistance, but we ain't want your loan. Grant us the opportunity to grow since you got it like that. Share information and share technology. Let's do that. Let's do that. Give us a trade agreement. Listen, y'all grow certain foods, we buying it from you. Y'all grow certain industries, we buying it from you. Y'all develop certain microchips, we buying it from you. Let's do that. But don't come here with a loan knowing that we can never possibly repay you just so you can undermine us, the intelligence of our people, and take our port of entry, the airport, seaport, or our fisheries, or even the agriculture sector. We already know they got that in part. Let me talk facts, family. Let me talk facts, man. Come on, man. So I ain't don't blame the Chinese. I ain't got no problem with the Chinese and their money. Shucks, we take it too. But we don't want your loan. We developing trade agreements, man. You need what you need. You need fish. Well, hold on. We got to take care of home drum first. And we got that. We could deal with you. You want sugar? Okay, well, we going to build back the industry. You're going to buy the sugar at this amount of price. We're going to reestablish that. Okay, well, give me the money to get it up and going. And we're going to make sure you get that sorted out. Put it in motion. We give you a better price. Grant. Don't take us for granted. We need a different kind of leadership, different kind of ideas. What loan? IMF? What loan? What IMF? IMF loan? You think the IMF could come to me if I was prime minister? But loan, here we're going on. We want a forensic audit of the IMF and all the shareholders. I bet you're going to trace it back to slavery. I bet half of that money the IMF got is our money anyhow. How you going to lend me what belong? How you going to lend us what is ours, then have us pay you back? Look, man, y'all ain't ready for this, man. Greetings, family. Greetings, man. They see, yeah, nuisance, yeah, right? Useless eaters. Nah, that ain't true though. Let me show you who the fishermen are. Let me show who the fishermen are, man. This who the fishermen are right here, man. Brotherly love, man. Sisterly love. I watch women and all dip into that water, getting all diesel on their skin and everything, trying to help clean up. I saw one lady with a little tiny net ain't no bigger than maybe what, a foot and a half. And she's scooping as best she can and putting it in a small container as best she can. Little by little. Little by little, man. Straight up. Bajans fishermen fishing in Barbados waters that is no longer Barbados waters. Remember the swap? Oh, man. King Alfred, why you had to do it, man? Oh, man. The Chinese were building those hurricane houses 4 years ago. The Chinese building new buses. The Chinese building Barbados roads. What going on in Barbados? It's called Bangkok, man. Oh, man. You can't make this stuff up, man. Oh, and don't forget the Chinese growing rice in Barbados. The Chinese are involved in making Barbados agriculture better. Crazy. Well said, Emmanuel. No, I'm telling you, man. We don't want no loans, man. We know the deal with the Chinese. Since you got it like that. Nah. Since you're so interested in helping us, well, help. Don't make it conditional where you putting a noose on my neck. And when you're ready, you're going to yank it. And I got to give you my people and my resources to save us. Nah, we're not doing that. We'll remain a small island in the Caribbean in our natural state, and we'll build it piece by piece. We don't need all your fancy stuff to keep up with the world. We be just fine just how we are. Once we got food, we got water, sunshine, we good. We good. Okay, the algo keep blocking me when I say, okay, got you covered. Got you covered. Pedro said, why level and square? That 25% offer sounds like the $700,000 the government, $700 the U.S. government gave to Hawaii after the fires. Man, it might be worse than that here. I'm telling you, because some of these boats cost at least $300,000, $400,000. So, by the way, when she said that you're going to give out grants, right, to boat owners, I want y'all to understand this, right? I don't know that, see, they didn't stipulate what the condition, if it is a case where all fishermen automatically get this once you had a vessel registered, or is it if you had a vessel registered and insured, or is it a case, because I don't know, what the stipulations were never said. We're going to give you 25 grand and a 30-year loan. We don't want that, but nevertheless, they never outlined the stipulations on who can qualify for that. They didn't say. It said, is China funding YouTube? I don't know. It might be. It might be. Corruption to the highest. Yep, make 100 million US, the fishery industry, 25,000 for what? I'm telling you, man, this is a joke. Sick of this YouTube censorship. I never knew that. So you saying, Sean, if you type China in the comments, it's an issue? Don't let a good crisis go to waste. All right. Well, let me speaking of crisis and speaking of waste, let me COP29 is about climate financing. That's why I said indemnify. Let the hurricane bring the destruction to justify what is to come. A lot of people keep telling me, the hurricane is man-made. The hurricane is man-made. It's not a real hurricane. Listen, man, that was real. I don't know what y'all talking about. It was real. Look at the destruction in its wake. It was real. If we're going to start talking about the government been manipulating the weather, well, in reality, who's to say the government wasn't always manipulating the weather? I mean, if you're going to say A, let's say B. Let's say C, D, E, and F. The point I want to make is, whether real or fake, the destruction is clear, is my point. That's what I try to tell you. The weather has been weaponized. It's been weaponized. None of this is new. It's new because we're now talking about it. But my thing is, when we go move beyond the talking about it, if we're telling, if you're saying to me that the government of a country is making deals with individuals who have the technology or the ability to manipulate weather to bring this kind of destruction, then why are we waiting for our family? What we waiting for? For them to bring a storm of the century then and wipe out everybody else and keep who's left? Why they going in on the ground bunkers and keep safe and leave us on the surface to scramble and suffer? Let's get rid of them. I mean, don't tell me that, then do nothing. I don't want that conversation. I don't want that conversation. I don't knock anybody else who's out there making voice notes, and that's not me being shitty. That's me being deliberate. I don't want to hear that. What's the plan, man? Don't tell me what the enemy doing. What's the plan? What's our plan? What's the plan? I don't want to hear. Stop glorifying what the enemy is doing. Stop speaking about what the enemy is doing. We all know what they're doing. What are we doing is the question. What are we doing? That's the only conversation we really should be having. Really and truly, that's what I'm sick of, man. Let's have the real conversation. My number on the screen, man. And I ain't hard to reach. I ain't hard to find. Show it to Fed, by the way. Barbados National Congress, man. Show it to the people. Show it to the Ethiopian World Federation, Incorporated. Let me make it clear, man. Make it clear. She said, I don't think it was a perfect plan. The people are awakening. The reason why the people are awakening is because of the sun. We are now in the season of Aquarius. This is also, I mean, there are folks who know this. There are folks who know that climate change, what they call in climate change, the climate has been changing since the ice age. The ice has been melting since the last ice age. From the time the climate, let me phrase that. From the time the universal cycle, because it's a cycle, it's going through its cycle like a mother or like a woman every 28 days. She's going through her cycle. The climate has been changing since then. This is nothing new, and it's going to continue to change. You cannot stop it. It's going to change according to its cycle. Man is not influencing this. This is universal, man. Man is trying to manipulate the sun so you don't see what's going on. I had a friend of mine that was out in the sun the other day, out in the sun, no problem. Outside was overcast and she got sunburn. And we were trying to figure out how you get sunburn on a cloudy, hazy, looking like rainy day, and it did rain. But we was out in the sun the week before that, out in the sun raw. I didn't get no burn. Like, wait a minute. Stop looking down on the phones, family. Start looking up at the sun. Start looking up at the sun. Sun is shining. The weather is sweet. Make you want to move your dancing feet. Black and white photography makes you look deeper into the image as the colors are removed. Listen, man, I have another one that might be a little bit more clear. I might have to clean the lens on the phone, but I'll be down there again for the rest of the week. I'm gonna take some images, man. I love black and white. I don't know why, man. I love it, man. Yes, brethren, hail Rastafari. We're going, family. Today I saw Heinz trucking bringing out a boat, and the police escort was in the front escorting the boat on the truck. Yep, Heinz been doing the works. I don't know what it takes to bring a boat out of the water. I think Heinz could probably do a little bit more work. I don't know. Let me not even say that. But it seems like a slow pace to me that these boats are coming out the water. I don't know if this is a normal pace. I never move a boat out the water myself. I don't have a crane. I don't have a clue. So I ain't going to speak on what I don't know. But what I will say is that I just think it's a slow process, man. I think, I don't know. Chinese will take over the port. My understanding, they already took over the port. You remember the port got a new building, a new logo, and rebranding and the whole 9 yards, new uniforms and everything. Yeah. Ask anybody that work in the port, we're really getting on in the port. Maybe they'll tell you. Port been on a new management, man. PPP. They're in the midst of everything evil. Yeah, the politicians. I don't blame the Chinese at all. You got to blame the people who sit with them and make these backdoor deals, man. Not the Chinese. You can't blame a country for trying. The Chinese, yep. Got you covered. Give thanks, family. The world worst jail too for this prime servant to serve out her time for being traitor. Oh man, I don't know if the worst. Look, man. You can't even blame her. We got to take the blame for ourselves. If we don't like what they're doing, we need to do what we're supposed to do. Simple. The Western world will cripple itself going renewable with Chinese energy tools, while China will keep using fossil fuel and coal. Yep, causing global warming, thus exacerbating the whole climate change and causing hurricanes in the Caribbean. Oh man, this is just a vicious cycle. Okay, I got you. The deep state is being penetrated. A lot is going on behind the scene, of which most of us are unaware. The elections in the US will be paramount to the next step of awakening. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's all a show it's all a show, man. It's all a show. Grab your popcorn. Sean, I'll tell you, join the club. It's only recently YouTube ease up on me. YouTube used to shut me down every week. Listen, man. Yeah, I like it. But you know what? That was clever, Sean. The port has been leased out to a private developer. The port closed every day at 12 noon to remove asbestos from one of the buildings. Once you know. I just post that right there. Y'all can read, right? I concur. I concur. Listen, family, I want to play some other stuff really quick though. Let me the comments. I know. Let me switch gears here a little bit. For sure. And for my next, let me go to this one here. Bishai, I came across this and had to deal with it. Let me see how I should do it first. Should I do it this way first? Let me do it first. Let me do it this way first. Y'all remember a few years ago, this particular gentleman came out and said that he put up an initiative for the Caribbean, 25 by year 2025. Well, let me let him tell you because you cannot make this stuff up. Like, that's how I'm telling you that this is all planned and rehearsed, man. This is all planned and rehearsed. Y'all remember this guy? He lost a bit of weight. Maybe he's on an alkaline diet or something. I don't know. Or he was cloned or something. I don't know. But you remember this guy? Take a listen to this. This is crucial. This is crucial for the region here, family. I want y'all to listen very carefully. One Caribbean, is this the beginning, family? And I don't mean for them, I mean for us, those who paying attention.
Immediate damage to infrastructure and crops and livelihood from the agricultural and fishery sector is in the tens of millions of dollars. Just a desktop initial review. It is important to note that Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Barbados, these were all islands, countries that were on track, mostly, in achieving the 25 by 2025 targets set by themselves.
I gotta pause it here real quick. I gotta let me see if I could compose myself before I say something. Bishai, yo, Bishai, let me see if I can compose myself. He said, hold on a second. He said, please text the program number to me, to Iman phone. Can't see the screen. Got you covered. I mean, I'm gonna hook you up, man. In fact, hold on. Call me on my WhatsApp, Bishai. I just gonna plug you right in. Don't watch the face. Call me on WhatsApp normally. Either number, you good to go. This cat, look, man, let me let y'all ain't listening to that one. Let me listen to this man again carefully here. This is critical.
These were all islands, countries that were on track, mostly, in achieving the 25 by 2025 targets set by themselves.
All right. He said they were on track. All those countries he named, mostly, he didn't specify which one, was on track to achieving the 25 by 25 goal that they set for themselves. In case y'all did not remember, the 25 by 25 goals he's referring to is to cut the import bill of a country by 25% by the year 2025, which, if you want to be technical, is 5 months away. It's 5 months away. If you want to be technical, it is 5 months away. And so it's only 5 months away. Hang on, Bishai. It's only 5 months away. If you want to be technical, he's saying that the countries were on track. Now, I know for a fact, along with the brother who's going to come on in a second, that this is definitely not the case. But they're using this situation to justify what's next. Let me let him finish, and I'll bring Bishai right on. Hold on a second.
For example, the hybrid mangoes that will still give you the quality mangoes with high yield and production, but the trees are smaller and less susceptible to full-blown impact. The way in which we have to rebuild is to keep resilience and sustainability. And I think the use of hydroponics and shade house immediately will be critical, because this can accelerate how much vegetables and leafy vegetables and crops like that you can put back on the market very quickly.
Hydroponics and shade houses and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. Bishai, hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. Hold on. You got to you may got to mute the program, Bishai. Otherwise, you can get some feed forward. Yeah, Bishai. Yes, greetings and welcome to Politically Incorrect.
Yes, my brother. Karen, good night.
Good night, good night, good night. You're live.
Good night, good night. Great program, great topic. As I put up a post, I think it was yesterday, I reminded them that only Rasta can liberate the people. I don't mean Rasta as individual, Rasta as a concept could liberate the people of the Caribbean right now. Now, let me just bring my family up to date on what has happened briefly since Beryl came, right? First of all, we got to experience Beryl, which was a storm, the earliest storm on record that came across the Caribbean this side, on record in history. No storm came in June or even early July before that. At that speed, category 4, 5, broke down to 3. The second thing about Beryl is that she had very little, if any, thunder and lightning with her, and not much rain, but tremendous winds. Therein lies the damage. Okay, so what we have in St. Vincent is more construction damage, Grenadines, and several parts of St. Vincent which were exposed to the direct winds. Tremendous damage to buildings, homes, and so on. Not just homes, but a lot of the buildings, the larger buildings that were damaged were government owned. Just imagine that, government owned.
Wow.
The people who should be doing the most due diligence to make sure the buildings were intact before the hurricane season didn't do it. So a lot of the government facilities were damaged from the roof and so on.
Wow.
A lot of churches were damaged. Beryl was sending us a message somehow. Okay?
Serious.
That's another topic by itself.
Serious.
And a lot of people who had small houses were saved miraculously. They probably would have been small, but they were the roofs were properly constructed. And all the crops above ground, all the vegetation above ground, well, not all the vegetation, but all the crops above ground were damaged.
Right. I noticed that.
Bananas and plantain, probably 100% of what was there. Avocados, we have no avocados. We won't be having avocados until the next season. All the fruits that were on the trees were blown off. So the trees have to start flowering again sometime before we could get any fruit. There were very few mangoes. That was the end of the mango crops. Coconuts, lots of coconuts were blown off the trees, and some trees were actually blown down. The only crop that really withstood the winds, pre-crop, were like guavas and some of the plums. Soursop got a lot of licks too. I have an initial preliminary estimate of the value of what is on the ground.
Wow.
Not the value of the damage, but the value of what is on the ground in terms of agriculture. And it was about 8 million up to yesterday.
Wow.
And I was told that could easily increase 5 or 6 times in terms of what we would lose
Market value.
The opportunity cost, if these fruits were allowed to go to maturity and so on, and what has been blown off, for the next 3-4 months, we would lose a value of close to 4 to 5 to 6 times that.
Well, let me answer your question, and again, me being facetious again. The question is, how do you see this impacting the trade route for St. Vincent, not just for Barbados, but for Trinidad and a few of the other islands that she supplies? How do you see that impacting on that in the next couple of weeks, months, perhaps?
That would be the crops, the above ground crops will be significantly impacted. We will hardly have any. Breadfruit, we don't expect to have any breadfruit until close to the end of the year, even locally.
Wow.
But the good thing about it, and the resilient thing about it, and this is probably something that our ancestors knew, is that none of our underground crops were damaged.
So it's back to the yam.
The quantity that we should have.
It's back to the yam, cassava, and sweet potato now, huh?
No, we have none of exactly. We don't have much sweet potato, but none of what is there is damaged. We don't have much yam, but none of that is what is damaged.
How you mean y'all don't have
much?
much?
Ginger is damaged.
How you mean y'all don't have much yams? Like, you for real?
Yeah, comparatively speaking, we don't have much yams now like we had 10, 15 years ago.
Wow.
Or even 12 years ago.
Wow.
What we have is still in the ground. So you will get that still.
All right.
Now, very interestingly, and it ties into the clip you just played with this guy who was speaking about the 25 by 25 we've been on track. I don't know what track he's speaking about, if it's a railroad track or a musical track, or as we just say in parlance, a booty track, or whatever track, but we were never on track. Not in this country, not to complete anything by 2025.
That was never realistic.
Not even to complete it by 2035, because there's actually no plan.
None.
Just a lot of words, no plan.
None. Absolutely none.
And I will stand by that. It's politically correct.
That's right.
There is no plan. So, is in the root crops. That is why we have to carry on with our turmeric program. Because our turmeric farmers, all of them are happy. Unfortunately, the arrowroot industry has not been operational since 2014. Otherwise, we would have been sitting proud now. Arrowroot is probably the most resilient crop we have in this country. Whether tropical storm, hurricane, whatever, earthquake, whatever, arrowroot is always there. And it's something that our ancestors knew why that was, and cassava, why they always had these two crops. And then you can store the starch for years once it's processed properly. We don't have that kind of food. Our food storage here now is very, very small, if anything at all. So we're going to be importing a lot of crop in the guise of food from outside the region. Over-processed food, as Dr. Henry says, classifies it, right? And we are going to increase the incidence of non-communicable diseases by doing that.
Wow. Once you understand that this is all relative, and it is very much relative.
We realize going forward, as most of our farmers are doing now, and just like what you said, we're not complaining, we're just looking at the reality and the message which Beryl has brought to shape our way going forward. That our islands, these southern islands here which have been impacted by Beryl, Barbados, Grenada, the Grenadines, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, we have to work together. And we're not speaking about working together by the corporate governments. We're talking about working together with the people.
That's right. The People's National Congress, for sure. Caribbean National Congress.
The people of these regions have to work together.
That's right. That's right.
Right now, I am in the process of putting up a program together for the sovereign, you could still use the word non-governmental agricultural organizations in the country to present, first of all, to the Caribbean Development Bank, copy it to the American Secretary of Agriculture in America, and copy it to the United Nations. We are not begging, we are demanding what is rightfully ours.
That's right.
These governments have failed us. We have the data right here over the last 30 years. And just like what is happening in Barbados, the biggest word in their vocabulary is debt.
Yeah.
And we don't want our children and our grandchildren saddled with these kind of things. That, as a matter of fact, I put up a post on Facebook a couple of days ago when the Prime Minister was talking about he has to go and borrow money. I said, no, you borrow that money. That is your debt. That doesn't belong to our people. We will not honor it in this generation. Our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, because that is not our debt.
That's right.
We see and we know it might be hard for some to swallow that burial was intended to be a weapon, but it backfired. They already have plans to move to get our people to evacuate from the southern Grenadines and move in their kind of people into the area.
Of course. I'm gonna show a video. I'm gonna show a video in a minute.
Family, unfortunate thing is that a lot of these people they want to move in are LGBT people.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna show a video in a little bit. And when you gonna organize? In fact, no, I can't answer that question because I know it's just a matter of you saying you're ready. Folks are asking for you to come on. We gotta get a night for you, Elder, to come and do what you do. Full stop. I don't have to do it, and I will organize myself available. Say less. We gonna organize that. We've been saying it for long enough now. This is the appointed time, without question.
Let me just give the family one statistic here. And this is coming. This is a report. I can send the link to you, the online link. It came from the United Nations, right? It's on our trade. It has a trade for the OECS. In 2014, our exports in St. Vincent and Grenadines was $76.33 million. That agriculture and food exports, that is. Agriculture and food and animals, fresh produce, right? And the imports was $213.45 million. So we had an agricultural trade deficit in 2014 of $137.12 million, which is about $2.6 million a week in our money. In 2021, our exports fell to $61.68 million. This is after all the old talk and all these organizations that's supposed to be working to help our agriculture in the region, you know. Regional and international, including IICA, CARDI, you have the Taiwanese, FAO, USAID, all these organizations. Despite that, our exports fell to $61.68 million. Our imports increased to $240.69 million, making a deficit of $179 million, which is about $3.44 million a week. And you see that when you walk the streets of Kingston any day. You see the deficit right there in the number of people. From the time you come out of the bus who are asking you for $1, I'm not talking about vagrants. I'm talking about people who are eating healthily and had money to spend 15, 20 years ago.
Serious.
These are not people who gamble away their fortune either. That is just how the rough this thing is. So we know that these people, including the governments, have no idea and no desire to improve the situation. So we are going to do it collectively ourselves. We're going to send these letters to these organizations. We're going to make it globally known. and we are going to work from there. We are prepared to be 100% transparent in our accounting system.
That's right. That's right.
So I'm going to let our family have a copy of that as soon as we get it up. We need support in this whole sub-region to do that. So that once we do it, all the other islands do the same thing.
Well, that's just it. But from the level of the people, not the level of the government. You're international.
Exactly.
Okay. Once we let the people know. Yeah, but that's why I said the question is one Caribbean, and I probably should have spelled it with the K, which I normally do. Is this the beginning? Of course, this is where we push this forward. We've been having this conversation. Shout out to Dominica, by the way, and the elder. And you know who I mean when I say that too, Bishai. But we've been having that conversation. We've been having that conversation. It's that time. So we're gonna organize your program and we're gonna put it in motion, and we're gonna definitely go for it. But give thanks, elder.
Beautiful, and stay strong and stay resolute, people. You see, this whole thing is orchestrated to further enslave us, have another round of mental generational slavery and poverty in the people of the region. We're not tolerating that. Not in this Gideon.
Nah, never.
No way we're going to tolerate that. So we are going forward with that. Thank you for having me, and everyone stay strong. Have absolutely no fear.
Give thanks, man.
We have this one covered.
That's right. Rastafari.
Rastafari. Yes, I love. Ashe.
Ashe. It's always good to have the elder on, sharing his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Because one of the things I would say, me personally, knowing Bishai, how I've got into knowing Bishai, is that when it comes to agriculture, there's a natural love that you can't deny. I mean, what more can we say? What I will say at this point is the video watching, what you was watching, is one. I put the link up in the comments, by the way. And it's from Union, and I got this from the Minister of Agriculture's Facebook page, Sabota Caesar, who is, I mean, very instrumental in a lot of stuff going on in St. Vincent. Perhaps he could do a lot more, but a man can only do what the resources that he has allowed him to do. And this is why Bishai was saying we need to start depending on these outside entities that always have an agenda set differently for the people. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality. We gotta be self-resilient and self-sustainable. These international organizations, they all claim they're here to help. Well, let's tap into it. We don't need the government. We are literally a whole different entity and a force to be reckoned with. How simple? By establishing yourself as a, international organization. It's not just a non-government, what they call it, an NGO, a non-government organization, but an intergovernmental organization to the level where you could write treaties, charters, and arrangements. See, they never teach you that part of the law. They don't discuss that at all. Go get a job. Go get a job. You can always get a good job and come and work for the people. Nah, we ain't dealing with that science at all. At all. So having said that, though, I put the link up for that video. You can go and take a look at it. What's going on in Union is I mean, to hear testimony from people is devastating. Really devastating. I mean, but the other thing I want to, what time is it, first of all? Let me see what time is it. The other thing I want to touch on quick before we go is, and I got another video to show from the fisheries. I'm saving that for last. I'm saving that one for last. Actual video of the work going on there, and we're going to get to that. But let's go across to Haiti, one Caribbean, right? Let's go across to Haiti. And I'll tell you why I'm doing this. Don't forget, Kenya. In fact, let me just play the video.
And moving to the Caribbean, it's been over a week since the international peacekeeping mission led by Kenya began operations in Haiti. A 400-strong elite police unit from Kenya has been deployed to curb violence perpetrated by armed gangs in Haiti's capital, Port-au-Prince. Over the weekend, hundreds of officers from the East African nation conducted foot patrols in several neighborhoods which had fallen to gangs. Local Haitians embraced the police presence as they demanded an end to mafia and gang rule.
We asked for the police forces to arrive because we know they can help us. We need peace. If the Kenyan police forces came, it's so we can return to the lives we had before. We beg that they've come here to work seriously in something important. We hope they'll allow for society to resume their usual activities.
Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, let me just say this real quick, family, as a disclaimer. When he says going back to how it was, which part exactly you mean, brother man? That's how you know these things are usually a bit scripted, just for the international media to justify what crap they're doing. Because when you say going back to what it was, what exactly do you mean? Because when last I checked, right, it ain't been peaceful for a long time. This is way before the gangs, but let me let you tell it. Let me just let the brother get to it.
Meanwhile, gang leader Jimmy Chirizier has rejected the deployment of the Kenyan troops. In fact, Chirizier has declared war on the international peacekeeping mission and called the Kenyan police forces the invaders of Haiti.
We are sons of Dessalines. We cannot accept any foreign troops who come to murder people in the country. We'll fight with our lives and defend our country and the integrity of our country. It's part of the barbecue reaction. I don't care if they're white or black. Since they're not Haitian and they're on Haitian soil, I consider them to be invaders. An invader will never do us any good. Let's remember what they've already done to us.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's it right there for me. I'm gonna share the link if y'all want to see the rest of it. I just want y'all to know, for those who got family in Haiti, if you're in contact with them, tell them to tell them to come home, man. Tell them to come home, man. Haitians are seeing this as an invasion. This is the same gang they're talking about. They don't interview the other gangs. This is the same gang. They don't ever talk to the other gangs, although he made it clear that his group is who defend and take care of the people against the other gangs that the government is who's controlled. But I ain't getting into Haitian politics right now. What I'm simply saying is that they brought in police now to patrol against the gangs. But guess what? Which gangs exactly they going against? Because don't forget, there are two different sets of gangs. It's not like gangs are wild in Haiti, every man for themselves. That's not the story. They're gangs controlled by the politicians. Hope y'all listening carefully. They're gangs, let me phrase it. I'm sorry. They're blocks controlled by the politician, whose individuals go around doing the work for politicians. And then there are those who defend the community, like the Crips. Community Revolution in Progress. That's what it started from. That's where the Crip gang started from. People in the street, the men in the society, community decided, nah, enough is enough. We're going to defend our people from the police brutality, especially in LA. That's where it was going from. And all the other outside invaders who came in and was robbing and harassing and beating up the people. The Bloods, same thing. We started to defend the people in the community. All right, so sometimes things get a bit out of hand because what the government do is infiltrate and set stuff up or put on certain colors and pretend to be who they're not. COINTELPRO, go look it up. Go look it up. That's what they do. But in reality, we know, man, that people who defend the people are defending the people with the righteous cause. And if they're telling you that we're seeing you as an invader who come here to kill people, which is why they came to kill people, shucks, what you feel they're going to do? Just lay down? They're going to defend what's theirs, man. We are the children of Dessalines. Look, man, y'all ain't paying attention, man. Like, for real. For real. Let these politicians trick y'all. Barbados, if you got family in them neck of the woods, tell them to come home, man. Tell them to call in sick, come home, man. Tell them to come home. Anyhow, for our final presentation tonight, let's put this up here, man. Let's put this up here, man. The fisheries. Like I said again, I want to shout out all the brothers and sisters down there making it happen, working in all those diesel fumes, which is a complete hazardous to their health. Diesel, gasoline, oil, just sucking up all them fumes. You can smell it everywhere you go. They're breathing this. There's no mask. I didn't see nobody give them any form of mask, whether it's a chemical mask or even a basic crap COVID mask. They didn't give them nothing. And that COVID mask is in the context of it being able to filter out diesel fumes. Don't go and report me now and say I said something about COVID mask. You know how you spies be. Y'all be looking for any reason to push that button. Oh, man. Kenya want the money. Yeah, we know that, Sean. It's a fact. I hear no lies, man. It's all facts, man. Facts. That was my question also. Serious, man. What I'm going to say is this, man. Again, shout out to the people in the fisheries. The Chinese are coming, though.
From as early as 7 a.m., a team of about 40 fishermen, boat owners, vendors, and hawkers were busy pulling debris out of the water at the Bridgetown Fisheries Complex. Boat owner and fisherman Everton Braffett says they will continue their efforts until every piece of garbage is removed.
The weather ain't going to affect me with this cleanup. This cleanup have to be done. Whether the weather come or not, this have to be done. Because this would be somebody else's problem if we leave this here. So we're trying to lend assistance to get this debris out and stop it from going maybe out through the gate and go down in somebody else's land or something. So we giving the effort here, the fishermen giving the effort to get the cleanup finished as soon as possible.
Another boat owner, Joseph Tony Greenidge, says it's a group effort, which is needed more than ever.
Difficult situations breed new strength, and it also initiates togetherness. So the guys, now you can really see the effort being put out there as a fisher folk, not only fishermen, but hawkers, and what affect all of us. And we need that togetherness spirit to pull through this difficult time.
Fisherman Terry Harper says before lunch, they had already cleaned the eastern end of the complex and are working towards the northern end.
We trying hard to get this thing, get it over that people can get back up there work with the farmers score right now. I can't do nothing. Because my work on the drain. So I go over here now till then here get cleaned up, dredge out. You got boats to the bottom of the water, which you got to clear before you could even think about getting a boat against you to get. So right now, everybody put their hands together to get this thing cleaned up. And once it's been rectified and finished, we going back to square one. But for right now, everything's a shut down.
Meanwhile, marine surveyor with M&M Marine Inc., Malcolm Thompson, says now is the time to dredge and develop the mooring area to make it deeper.
Over the years, a lot of settlement would have come in here, and this fishing complex has not been dredged for years. And if you could look down there, you actually see the bottom of the complex. So you want a little more depth inside here, so there are lots of debris at the bottom of here. Old tires that men use for fendering, once they pop off, they go bottom. So all of that need to clean up now. And now is the right time to do it now that most of the vessels will be out of the water.
All the stakeholders are looking forward to normal business resuming at the complex, and they are hopeful to complete cleanup by the end of the week. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
All right, definitely shout out to CBC on that one. I just want to touch something real quick right here that the brother said, though. In terms of now is a good time to make it deeper. Well, deeper would kind of imply you're bringing a larger vessel in, but it might just be coincidental. He's talking going deeper. I mean, cleaning it out is one thing, but digging it deeper, I don't know if there's a reason why they need to dig it any deeper. The depth was not the issue. The depth was never the issue. But if you're bringing a bigger vessel in, then of course you might need it a bit deeper. I don't know. He might know something I don't know. Nevertheless, shout out to all the fisher folks making it happen, man. Straight up. Stay focused and stay together. Stay together, man. That's all I'm going to say. And on that note, family, it's been politically incorrect. It's been politically incorrect for sure.
Real news for the people in real time.
Yeah, great work, Fisher folks. Yes, I totally agree, man. Love them, love the vibe, love the energy. I love the energy, man. It's like, we can't take our people for granted. We can't. You know what I'm saying? However we can help them, we lend our hands to help them. It's that simple. It's that simple. Anyhow, sorry for keeping y'all back so late. That was not the plan. But, you know, once you're alive, you're never late. You know, you got life, strength, health, and breath. That's what's up. So that's where we find ourselves tonight. But like I said, I had a vision for that particular. Let me just go back to it real quick. I was showing y'all earlier the picture that I had up. Yeah. Let me see if I can find it. Wait, go back this way. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Let me just share this right quick. Like I said, this right here. Yeah. 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 I'm a definitely clean the camera up. I'm gonna get some sharp shots. And I took this on standing on top a floating ice box in the middle of all this debris. Yes, I was a bit concerned to be quite frank. The elder said I was going to be fine. I trusted his words, so I stepped out there. But I was still a bit concerned as it rocked and swayed with the water movements. But I trusted the elder, and so my hand might not have been as steady as I would prefer it to have been. But again, like I said, shout out to the Fisher folks. Anybody who's interested in helping this initiative, feel free to go down by the Fisheries tomorrow or any day this week. Like the lady said, early at 7 o'clock, they're down there, they're working. Take some rubber gloves, rubber boots, preferably. And if you have an apron or so, because on a change of clothes, I think there's a shower you could bathe if you have to afterwards. But take a change of clothes if you have to, so that, because understand you're dealing with flammable material that leave residue, specifically the oil and the diesel. And so, you know, some of it is evaporating because you can smell it. If you also have a gas mask, it'd be wise to take that if you have issues respiratory wise for the safety. They really should be giving these folks this stuff because it's a hazard. It's a hazard environment. And so, but hey, we do what we have to do, eh? But this guy from Guyana, 25 by 25, you can't make this stuff up. Everybody want that climate change money, man. Well, I'm going to play. Yeah, I want to exit with a Chronics. I'm going to exit with a Chronics, man. This goes back to my first conversation with the youths. Yeah, let me go back here first. Let me just pull this tune up. Yeah. Let me just pull this one up. Like I said, I was going to do the LR. I going to have to look for that one. But nevertheless, black and white. So I'm going to work on this, family. Give thanks for y'all staying around, sharing your energy, the synergy in this reality. Y'all already know, politically incorrect. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Y'all already know. But man, oh man, oh man. Barbados, man. Barbados, man. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot. If you think you can, you cannot. All right, so this will be at right here, man. Do a little live thing. I know a lot of folks sometimes break out at this point, but only listen to the lyrics, because the music I play isn't just music. It's a message. I be sending message. So you hear me speak, but the music is also a message. So don't tell yourself, oh, it's reggae music. Don't want to hear that. It's a message because, there's certain music that I agree with you. I don't want to hear it either. But it's a message, man. This one's a message for the youths, man. I personally feel this particular dance move here, but he seemed to be having a good time by himself. I ain't gonna find the actual song. Hold on, I got it. In fact, I got one here with the lyrics. Is lyrics? Yes. Yes, I can play the one with the lyrics, man. So you can follow the words online. I don't really want to see the Rastaman and the Locksman in tight jeans. I don't know what's going on there. He seemed very intrigued with the lyrics, but never mind. Pull that one, bonk spun it.
Teflon, zinc fen.
There you go.
Spanish town me born and grow. Only a bad man me know. One thing they all have in common. The whole of them poor. Me tell you this. You know fi bad and hungry. You know fi bad and hungry. Anything bad fi that way. If I were you, I would have sell my gun. If I were you, I would have sell my gun.
Listen.
If I were you,
listen, this what it do.
me would have sell my gun. And buy your old Corolla. Taxi me run and buy me that
Water stroller.
son of baller, but in a school no goal. Cause the boots same have no insola. Me want show him say that he and the boss. Him go the shoe shop, pick up anyone you want. New shoes, new shirt, new shots. Can't bust go down, they pick them up. Oh, me no fi bad and hungry.
Can't be bad and hungry, man.
Fi bad and hungry.
Can't be bad and hungry, man.
Anything bad fi that way.
The youths ain't got nothing at all. They go again. Nobody telling lies, man. Nobody telling lies, man.
If I were you,
Get them misusing and abusing.
sell my gun and buy a burning machine.
Yes.
Bootleg every chronics.
Bootleg it.
Dread and pebble that to the full up the streets and me now watch no face car food of it.
All lyric songs, man.
One bed and she want new teeth, but the teeth are for which she needs somewhere for sleep. So she see a ceiling on TV. The mattress that she need with some brand new sheet. Oh, you feel bad and hungry.
Bad and hungry, man.
You know feel bad and hungry.
That combination don't work.
Anything bad for that way.
That combination don't work.
Where you are with a sell my gun. If I were you,
yes.
Oh, I would have sell my gun. Come on, if I were you.
Sell the gun, man.
The rich man are foreign and the police.
Like 10 grand, yeah.
Get the youths don't need no more guns and no more ammunition. We need a change in the tradition. We need some other things like computer, homework center, MacBook, hard drive and projector, dumper truck, lawnmower and tractor.
Cement, white mall and lumber.
Barilla clock, school bag and ruler. Hardcover book for carry go to school. Buy guitar, keyboard and flute. Build up a studio with Pro Tools.
That's it, man. That's it, man. Tell the youths, man, to sell the guns, man. I know you can say it. Sell them to who? Since the government want them so bad, sell them to the government. Since the government want them so bad, tell the government to give you top dollar for the gun, man. Straight up. Sell the gun, man. If you get it for free, you find it, just sell it, man. Get some money, open up a small business. Our youths are being programmed. No self-hate. It's self-hate, man. To destroy each other. Which is the black man's army. Which army you see kill each other? It's abnormal behavior. You know something wrong, psychologically something wrong, family. Something got to be wrong on a whole nother level, family. Straight up, man. Straight up. Anyhow, that's it for the evening, family. Y'all, we give thanks again. Like I said, it's almost minutes. It's after 11. Y'all can believe that? We on here after 11. You gotta go do laundry now, yeah. When I'm making sport, I gotta go do laundry. Now when they can come and help me hang up this laundry, I gotta go do laundry, yeah. I gotta wash all the diesel out the clothes, man. It's so strong you can still smell it. So I was on there again earlier and I gotta go and deal with that too. So yeah, I can do my domestic thing. And I finally got my stove fixed. I fixed the stove myself. I figured out the problem. I'm gonna sort it out. DIY, yes. So I got all 6 cylinders burning again properly. Cheese on bread. I can't wait to get in the kitchen and do what I got to do. Y'all ain't ready for that one though. Politically incorrect live from the kitchen. If that's what you want to see, put a comment below. Let me know that's what you want to see for real. Let me see if we could do something. Cooking classes, man. Strictly ITIL, vital. No fish in I mean ITIL soup. I make a soup that you could eat with a fork. You can't, I mean, you need a fork. But you can literally eat it with a fork and you get to go. Take, man. Anyhow, we out of here, family. Be good, be great, be upful, be joyful. Stay focused, family. Stay focused, man. We need prayer, but more importantly, we need people with faith who are willing to step out and exercise that faith. We're gonna make a difference. Make a difference. Shout out to Bishai, the whole St. Vincent, the whole Caribbean, one Caribbean from Dominica, Antigua, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Grenada, Trinidad, Guyana. Shout out Suriname, Haiti, Jamaica, all the other islands, even the Spanish-speaking ones and the French. We include y'all, man, like one region. Let me get this thing going. Caribbean National Congress, Barbados National Congress, Dominica National Congress, Antigua National Congress, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Grenada, Trinidad, Guyana National Congress, Jamaica National Congress, one Caribbean National Congress. We don't know about no CARICOM. That's the corporation. We've been outgoverned, people. That's all it's been. We've been outgoverned. Well, not anymore. Shout out to Gen Z, man. Why we at it? Anthony said he's a great cook. I hear that one. A cook is only as good as the last meal here. So proof is in the pudding. Rest well, family. Jackie shot me forward. Y'all already know oneness. Anyhow, family, love and light all day, every day. I feel you got room for one more tune. Do I can squeeze in one tune? Give me a tune, somebody. Give me a tune, selector. Give me a tune, man. I could think of another tune, but let me see. Let me see if we could think of. So I put LR on this here at all. Let me see if we can find the LRG, man. Mr. Minister. Let me see. Man. Let me play this one here, man. This one here for Corey Lane and Miss Martley, personally speaking, man. Ask Santi about this one. I know Santi know about it, man. 11:11. Okay, I see you. It's that time then. Let me put this here. Beverly, I put one more for you here, Beverly. Your brother said Sizzler. Them I wonder. Gee, Don. And God play Sizzler too, man, but I already pulled LRG in, so a lot of folks never heard LRG, so I'm just going to drop LR real quick. I know this might be one of them tunes that meant people start leaving, right? Yeah. Run tune, man. This is culture they're running from, man. This is where they're running from, man. House Assembly. Yes, Mr. Minister. Corey Lane. This is culture and want to start, right? We got first overstand this, man. I feel the pain. Don't have a clue. Don't have a clue. Mr. Minister. Jeez, oh, Brad. I know they can pull my plug, man. I know they can pull the plug, man. Yeah, family. I ain't really sure if I ain't really sure. I know if y'all can hear me. Give me a sound check, man. Give me a sound check real quick. Cause y'all already know how this thing go. Y'all already know how this thing go, man. Y'all already know how this thing go. That's all they can tell me, man. That's all they can tell me, man. When it done all this thing go here, like this is real. Y'all seeing this thing real. Straight up, loud and clear, Beverly. Beverly, I feel that was you, Beverly. I feel that was you, Beverly. You put this on amplifier and put it out in the road there, man, and bust tune you. Mr. Minister. I know you're frightened for the block, right? The go right to be though. Straight up, man. Get nothing but love from the blocks in Barbados. Nothing but love, man. Yes, things has happened, but y'all know what's going on, man. Want to know exactly what's going on. Mr. Minister. LRG, big it yourself, man. Ain't done with it, though. Ain't done with it, man. Pull out. I'm not bringing it again, yeah. Yes. Policeman a beat me up and search me and not harass no. They so many their friends them will laugh no. Hey, Minister. Nah, you're cool, Adrian 4, where you at, man? When the dressing looks sweet, no. How come now you not come to me corner? Me here say you know everything working. 7 o'clock p.m. me turn on me TV. See politicians but them not see me. Listen. Listen what I run over them to tell me. How when poor people passing a want to smell me. Me want you around the elderly and sickly. Got things where you thought you could never trick me. The way you trick me, it really big way. But the system designed to punch and lick me. So some really running in, politicians running out. Me don't know say why them balling and why them running about. It's only the truth that we be talking about. Can't poor people run the road. Hey, energy and me a burn on a steam. Minister of Finance, hey, you a be me. Minister at work is so. Me got no open energy. I sing you. See, Dornbread, Mr. Minister. Hey, Mr. Yeah, let me pull that one right there, though. I know it go, family. Listen. All I can tell you, all right, understand the people, understand the culture. If ministers really want to fix these issues, it's easy to fix. I'm telling you, been there, done that. Regionally, anywhere we go, they may want to fix it. Trust me, prisoners make too much money, man. They ain't want to fix it. Anyhow, family, I give thanks again before they, because they see that they try to do a thing. But maybe it's just the Wi-Fi. Maybe that was the lightning or maybe that was Beryl trying to tell me something. So I can let that one go. Let that one go. Shout out to Sizzler too, by the way, man. Let me get warmer before we go, man. Why not? That's my tune, though. Them a wonder. I can't even tell a lie. That's like another anthem right here, though. But we can still let it go.
And there is no time and no place for your reason. Junkies watch your thoughts. They manifest activities of your thinking. And we are thanking for being a part of my life. Them I wonder how we do this, them do with hate and hunger. With your profit, but as my locks get longer, hidden heart it a twist. No spread no propaganda, cause you can't stop this. Now them I wonder how the ghetto you just live them do with hate and hunger. With the profits, but as we locks get longer, hidden heart it a knit. We no beg no fee, no sponsor, so no can't stop this. Just say no abomination, so me no business. I hold this up in every nation. This you have to do, no man no better than ya. And now we are run the crew. Wanna come in on 2002. They stand against you and hating me. Them just can't go through. Them heart not clean nor free. I remind them so much of who they are supposed to be. I'm a royalty. Them lost them identity. Now them a wonder how we do this. Them grow with hate and hunger. Future profits, but as we locks get longer, hidden heart it a twist. No spread no propaganda, cause you can't stop this. Every man for their own. fact remain, this shall wear the crown, crown. Ooh, get off your bumps and bright step door. Why you are behind? This is the Rasta man. This is the Rasta man sound. We are immune to criticism. We know that God replaces the talent and harness the power of love. Now I see you want us to be like the road.